You know who made it.
You were accused of DMing Mariah Carey.
I did.
Okay, and what were you DMing her about?
Because I wanted to.
Welcome in to another episode of the Gospel Heifers. The Heifers are in the building.
Yes,
and
yes.
That clip was of our homie, Mr. Steve Brown. Steve Brown, if y'all not following him on Instagram, please do, because his ass is ignorant.
Yes, he is. I love Steve.
Steve's facial expressions, he don't even have to say much. It's just his facial expressions that do it for me. And I really appreciate it. What's up, everybody? Granny is in the building. I see a couple others, so y'all make yourselves known in the comments so we can give y'all a proper shout out. Of course, we are here live every Wednesday. We do this at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. It will be on 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. You guys hang on, because we have a wonderful guest in store for you guys. Christine Carolyn, the comedy Cougar, will be joining us later on in the show. Okay,
Cougar. Where that name come from?
You know,
okay,
it has that kind of effect to it when you do that kind of shit. So what's going on? What's up? Dr. Kansas in the building. Mr. Bennett is in the building. I see Brenda D is in the building. Everybody keep on coming in. Please, you guys, hit that share button, the like button, and if you have not subscribed already, please do so. What's up? Precious Pearl is in the building. So let's go ahead and get into our chit chat where we do a little warm up, and y'all can share if you care. What's up, Vicky?
Yeah, sharing is definitely caring.
Okay.
Show some love.
Let me tell y'all something. I try to support all black cinema. I try. I'm not going to rent any more Jordan Peele movies. I can't do it. It's finally hit me. I cannot do it.
You know, it's like every movie he has, it's like a plot that you can never get to. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I'm like,
it's, you know, I just wonder, boy, is your brain different? You know, and I mean, he may be on the
spectrum because that. Okay, rented Nope. Okay, what's up, Shar? We rented Nope.
You rented Nope.
I rented Nope. What's up, crazy work moms in the building? And I said, aliens, black people. That's an unusual combination because they usually have E.T. and Encounter the Third
Well, you know,
kind
if you look at true history, aliens was induced to niggas first. That's why I've never been scared if an alien was to come down, because we're gonna be the only people they recognize. Who are these other motherfuckers? I don't know where it came from.
But Charm, agree with you. Get Out was a good movie. So we rented Nope. I rented Nope. Let me correct that.
And Candyman.
And I rented Candyman too, because I love the Candyman series.
But you know what? It was just a feeling I had with Candyman. Let's start with that one. And it kept taking on, we're going to wait this long. I said, you know, they're making all these folks wait, and I bet that movie ain't going to be about shit.
That was it. Because when I read it, I watched it, and I was like, okay.
They went into a little Black history story type thing there, but
it's all good. What's up, Blair? It's all good.
Candyman supposed to be killing folks.
Oh, yes.
Ripping them from the rooter to the tutor.
What's up, everybody? I was just like, okay, Nope ought to be a different spin. Aliens and black people, you just don't see that too often. So ran it, and I'm still trying to figure out what the hell happened.
Was the aliens eating people? They didn't eat
What's
horses.
up, Mama Miss? That's what I said, because it seems like it's like a black rancher farm. They sell horses. The father dies. They got some local attraction over there that I think basically the attraction is the aliens or some shit. And the sister comes along trying to make money off the shit.
Well, I do remember them that they was feeding these people to the aliens, I guess, to keep peace.
Whatever it was, you can't satisfy no alien appetite. Let me
That
put
mom,
you
did you
that
see
way.
that gut?
Yo, that hole was like
Folks
huge, and it was sucking folks up like snacks. Just
It was doing the worm on the way up. Oh, lean with it, rock with it.
Lean with it. What?
Yesterday I was like, that looks. I just didn't get it.
And then I didn't get it. And then when they did digest all the people, they threw up on the house of the ranchers. They was like,
they was throwing up, shoes and keys,
jewelry and shit. Y'all take this shit. We don't digest this
Somebody
shit.
had a sign and threw that up. Aliens can't digest wood or something.
But it was definitely a thumbs down for both of us.
And Kiki was like a loud ghetto. Oh, with the legs all cocked up in the car. I'm like, look at girl sitting like a lady. That ain't how you supposed to sit.
And they really, that's why I have to rewatch it, because they really did that. What's up, Marie? They did not. There was a scene where they had a monkey on a movie set that basically killed everybody.
What does the monkey have to do with the aliens?
I'm trying make it work for me. I'm just trying to make it make sense.
Was the monkey possessed by an alien? I mean, did they touch the monkey wrong?
He popped out the box.
Just start. Yo, he went Planet of the Apes. It was an aliens versus Planet of the Apes.
I said it's a mad ass monkey. Okay, so other than that, Tycoon Comedy Fest, it took over Houston this past weekend. We linked up with our girl Drama. Drama is a wonderful human being. She did look out for us. She got us in. We got a chance to interview with D-Lay. But let me tell you something. That was just not the scene for the heifers. You know why? Because we are some mature women with mature surroundings.
And it was women our age that was in there half naked with cellulite hanging out. I just have a problem when women don't know
when to stop.
You don't have to be look like a streetwalker, a cheap hoe, to get attention. And that's the impression I got. Real cheap, cheesy.
Right.
Let me just show everything. Let me not leave nothing to the imagination.
I mean, it was ass jiggling everywhere you look. I don't care if you was doing a sideline. It was ass there. It was ass here.
Man, I play Candy Sage on my phone. Look down. I don't want.
She just kept looking down her phone.
If I see any more cellulite, I'm dying. I can't. And how you only 30 with all that cellulite, girl?
But let you know how times have changed, really. Because like I said, we had a great time there. The whole hotel was decked out by 50. He did it up. But my thing about it is, like I said, the attendees, the women, just doing too damn much.
Let's get to the matter. The meat of the coconut, as some special people say. I'm tired of black folks having the money to throw awesome events, but it's always a stripper pole and Hennessy involved.
It's always. I mean, it was like you might as well have titties floating in the pool.
I mean, can we do something about ass all over the place? Can we do something?
What event?
Can we have something where there's no poles involved?
No twerking.
No dark liquor. Can we just have some champagne and strawberries?
Something. Okay, so other than that,
just a little taste.
Let's just do a couple of headlines.
In 50's word, not a lot, just a little bit.
Let's get to a couple of headlines before we bring our guest on in the building. Mississippi governor has declared the state of emergency for Jackson because they recently had a flood. They barely got enough water to flush toilets.
They water been fucked up.
That's what I'm saying. Jackson, Mississippi, now it's all black. A lot of white residents used to be there, but they switched it over, and a lot of black people are there now.
And that's why they won't fix it.
So now they got no drinking water. They're running out of bottled water. So it's a state of emergency. I'm like, what the?
They can fix it. It's the racism of Mississippi that chooses not to.
So
I'm stating facts.
Those are facts. An investigation has been launched after a viral video shows a parent threatening students on a school bus after he claims his child was hit by another student. Now, let me tell you something. As a parent, you fuck with my baby, you have written your own death warrant. Okay,
he did all the thing. He talked to the school, talked to the bus driver. Nothing got done.
But apparently on this bus ride home, this what happened.
You should have touched me yesterday. I didn't touch her. I'm gonna flip this whole bus. Everybody on it. And I mean that. I want for everybody on here. Touch my daughter again. And I'm gonna flip this whole bus. I'm not playing. You don't let nobody touch my kids, bro. I'm not playing, bro. All that bully shit. Ain't nobody all that. One time. Bitch, you touch my daughter. Bitch, you touch my daughter again. You gonna have to get your mama, your daddy, your uncle, and
Get your scared ass out. You scared, huh?
You recording? I go from love.
She touched her. She touched her. She touched her. She touched her.
Now, that little girl was ghetto as hell. Bring your little skinny ass over here. Trying to climb over the seat. But she crying to you that she being bullied. I bet you that little hoe started that shit.
I bet you anything she started that shit.
And got slapped.
Bring your little skinny ass over here. Come on.
You wasn't talking like that before you cried and told your daddy, was you?
Right, you brought your daddy on the bus, talk that shit.
Look, that whole scenario was ghetto and hard and just horrific.
This is elementary school.
I felt that, that little girl, you see that little girl that was standing with the curly hair looking at her like, bitch, I said, that's the bitch that slapped her. I can tell. That's the little girl that slapped
you. Like,
she was standing up like,
I wish you would. I wish you would.
I beat you in front of your daddy, girl. You ain't your grandpa. I don't care.
So let's look at both sides of the scenario. As a parent, I understand his frustration, especially if you've already spoken to the school and you've already had this conversation.
But I saw his daughter acting like a hood rat.
But you look at the damn scenario and you calling elementary students bitches and your daughter's about to climb over the seat. So this must run in the household.
And tell them I bring your little skinny bitch in. If I said the B word in front of my parents, at that age,
even at this age,
they've overheard me, but I don't say it around them. We both would have been splattered on that doggone bus. But now, if I was a parent of that child crying, telling they want to get off that bus, then I need to go fuck you up because now you terrorizing my child that didn't touch your little ghetto ass baby.
Because had my son been on that school bus and he had the natural reaction that most kids would when they see a parent in that kind of, zone, they get scared and they're like, okay, I want to go home. Yeah. You didn't traumatize my child. And you talking about, well, I'm sorry, I'm going to do that. No. Me and you going to have some words because, see, the next time I find you on the fucking school bus, I'm going to be right behind you.
Now, he should have probably started writing to the board. I would have filed a police complaint because schools do have a problem of not nipping shit in the bud.
Exactly. And you wonder why parents come to the school acting crazy because y'all ain't doing
shit. But don't
be
threatening everybody's child. You need to find out who it is.
Yeah, which bitch? Okay.
You know, that one. See, back in the day when somebody you came home crying, you beat their ass, go out there and beat their ass again.
Beat their ass.
Go out there and get it right. Get a stick.
Okay. Other than that, it's going to be some more that come off of that shit. There is a story about a pilot that threatened to end the flight that due to airdrop nudes. This is a flight from Houston going to Mexico. And apparently,
Drop what?
They would send in the pilot nude pictures.
Oh, okay. Maybe trying to get.
I don't know about the airdrop shit because I know you can use it on Apple devices.
Maybe they're trying to get first class. Hey!
Well, fuck it, you already in your seat, so it don't make no damn sense now. But
maybe they saw him; he was fine. Do we have a picture of this man?
No, well, look, I'll tell you this much: his ass got on the damn loudspeaker. Like, y'all don't stop sending me these goddamn coochie shots. I'm turning this damn plane around.
So here's the deal: this continues while we're on the ground. I'm gonna have to pull back to the gate. Everybody's gonna have to get off. We're gonna have to get security involved. And it's vacation that's going to be ruined. So you folks, whatever that airdrop thing is, quit sending naked pictures. Let's get yourself to Cabo.
That must have been some badass nudes. Well, I just don't know if too many men, even if they didn't ask for it.
But first of all, if I'm on that flight, I'm going to need you hoes to let this man focus. We in the air. I need him to be watching what's going on.
How the hell? What was the point of dropping nudes to the pilot?
Hoes.
I'm just saying.
There's some hoes in this house.
If you see them, point them out. For real.
Hoes is everywhere. It's run rampant. It's a disease. It's bypass HIV. It's bypass COVID.
It's hoeology.
It's hoepox. Niggas is breaking out with hoepox. I'm sick and tired of this shit. Should anybody raise y'all?
That's the new pandemic. It's hoepox.
Hoepox. I'm sick of y'all. I'm sick of y'all niggas.
The hoepox took me out. I'm sorry.
It's a whole epidemic. For real, it's hoepox. I'm sick of it. I don't like you hoochies.
Oh my God, I got a headache from that shit. And lastly, I want to put out here about Chris Rock is getting slammed for an inappropriate joke he did on Nicole Simpson. Now, he did a joke about Nicole Simpson and OJ years ago. I don't think he got as much backlash. But he was asked to host the Oscars. And he said, asking me to host the Oscars is like Nicole Simpson going back to the restaurant she went to before she got murdered. Something of that nature. But at the same time, it's very tacky. It was just a tacky joke.
That's why he got slapped the first place.
Yo, if Will Smith did not have a ride or die team, he got one now. Because that's what people were saying in the damn Twitter comments. Oh, that's why it's Will Smith.
That's why you got slapped
your ass.
Yo, little bony ass nigga mouth. You gotta stop. Chris has gotta stop.
Oh God.
Gotta stop somewhere, Chris.
All right. I don't know how many of you guys are Winnie the Pooh fans. I feel violated because that was the theme of my son's nursery, but there's a new horror movie out. Let me show you. So, and how is he able to use Pooh? Well, Disney had a licensing gap with the Pooh franchise.
Okay.
You have to renew your license to use it, and nobody else can, it's a trademark or copyright violation.
Okay.
So he said, oh, there's a gap. They ain't
signed it.
They ain't reapplied for this license yet. I'm gonna jump on this shit. So he made this damn horror film based around Winnie the Pooh and all the characters, including Christopher Robin. Yeah, I'm like, y'all done violated Winnie the Pooh.
But look. First of all, like I said earlier, I did a thing watching it, and all of the Winnie the Pooh characters have mental problems. If you don't, you got one that's
high anxiety,
chondriac, depression, and we all know Eeyore was a depressed one. So they all got all these mental illnesses. But when people realized Annabelle was actually Raggedy Ann, people freak out. They took the Raggedy Ann doll, because that was the original doll from the real deal, and they put in this glass doll,
right?
And it was originally a Raggedy Ann doll, and I forgot what state that this doll is in, but they got it locked up. You know how they lock up all the little
haunted shit and shit. Yeah,
you could go see this Raggedy Ann. And if you disrespect a dog, you get fucked up when you leave. I'm for real.
Just the way
they had a biker talking shit, and he had an accident and died. His girlfriend was on the same bike she lived. She didn't disrespect Annabelle.
But I used to love Raggedy Ann when I was a kid, so that kind of violates my childhood as well. So y'all just go, taint every damn thing to do with childhood.
But now, Michelle, you listen to all those damn podcasts, the dark secrets on fairy tales.
Yes.
And it's always weird freak shit. Like Alice in Wonderland. The man that wrote Alice in Wonderland was
a pedophile.
A pedophile that had a crush on his friend's daughter.
Sick shit. It's some sick shit out
Little
here.
Red Riding Hood was supposed to be about the woods in Hollywood, or all these Hollywood men and the wolf taking advantage of her, and she loses her innocence. So
yeah, that's about it. So look, let's go to a break before we bring our guest on. We have got Christine Carolyn, the comedy Cougar. All right, so y'all make sure y'all keep on hitting that share button, the like button. We're going to be right back after these breaks, okay? Ooh, roll your tongue. Everybody, we are back, and you gotta get your hands together. We're gonna welcome in our special guest. We discovered her on Instagram. She's hella funny, and she goes by the Comedy Cougar. Please, everybody, welcome in Miss Christine Comedy Cougar.
You sound real slutty when you said that.
All right, we got
Cougar titties.
Cougar 3D.
I wasn't ready, y'all. I was like trying to get myself situated.
That's a good wall for the audience, girl.
Okay.
The audience like visuals, so damn that.
Listen, they popping in these streets. They popping.
Yes, girl. So thank you for joining us at your schedule, honey. We appreciate you coming on. We get a chance to talk to the Comedy Cougar. So I want to first of all know, why did you want to start going by the name Comedy Cougar?
So I didn't start out as Comedy Cougar. When I started doing stand-up comedy, I was just straight up Christine. There was no Cougar involvement in my life. I started doing stand-up comedy. I call it my midlife crisis moment.
Right.
It was a straight up, I don't know what was going on in my life, but whatever was going on, I said, you know what? A chick need to go tell some jokes. No, I knew it was going on. I felt as though like I had a natural flair for the funny. And I was, you know, a 12-step program, sharing about my life for 15 years. People will laugh at some of the stuff that I say. And I'm like, you know what? My friend was like, I should take this on stage. No? Yeah. So I took it on stage. At 48 years old, it took me like 3 months to make the decision to get on stage after I had the conversation with a comedy colleague of mine. And he was like, stop thinking, just do it. So after that conversation, 2 months later, I was on stage February, last Wednesday, 2019. And I was just straight up Christine. Now.
Okay. But I like that because you do the video skits. You got good stage presence. And I want to say this because I know women have a different battle in comedy.
But you got to let her get to where the Cougar came from.
So I was going to say that. I thought you was waiting for that. She was ready to jump the gun. Like, yes. So the Cougar came, like I said, a couple months down the line. September hit. I'm at the gas station minding my business. You know, fly chick that I am with my house dress on and my bonnet. The bonnet that
okay.
I had my bonnet on and I was looking hella good. I didn't think I was looking good, but you know something about when a woman is dressed a certain way, like you got the house dress on, you could still pull a nigga with the house dress. You know you popping.
You know you gotta go
pull a nigga with the house dress and no makeup. So I pulled the young boy with the house dress and no makeup. And he was really getting on my nerves because he was in my way. I'm like, boy, if you don't get out my face, and that was some real shit. I was like, but then my putty was like, girl, you better holler at this boy. He's hella young. And he
got the energy.
48, I found out that I had the Cougarism effect. I was bringing them in. And I took the ride. I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna deny myself the privilege of.
I know that's right. You know that boy back young and strong.
It was a real date. It was a real experience. And then I thought it funny and then I brought it to the stage, and it worked, wonders. Now I'm just getting all kinds of dicks in my DMs. It's amazing.
Oh Lord, they young ones too. But you know, I mean, it's weird though when you're supposed to be a cougar, but the Cubs is running to you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and I don't call them Cubs. I don't like calling them Cubs because
what do you call them?
We lessen their ability when we call them Cubs, because Cubs is babies. These boys is cougar slayers. They out here like knights in shining armor with the long sword ready to slay.
No, they are.
Like
Michelle knows we've always had.
But I see the terminology Cubs. I don't care for it for me.
So how do you
my thing?
Call them cougar chasers.
No, cougar slayers, because they slaying this. They slaying this. They slaying me.
I ain't had a young one slay me yet. That's the problem. I don't know what that is.
You got the wrong one, baby. The ones that I pick and be slaying me, I'll be like this.
You know what? Now, at first, before I got bored, he was slaying me. Now
I be getting, they have me in the bed like this, girl. I'll be like this.
The pretzel poses. But
you gotta tap out.
Always good, but you know, it's hard to find the mental. See, that's me. And see, once the sex is, you know, we done the sex, I'm like, okay, I'm bored with you now, nigga.
No, there's not a lot of conversation to be had. If you go in this for conversation, stimulate. No, it's not. Don't even do it to yourself. Don't try to like make it more than what it is. It's just what it is. Nice little time out. Maybe get a little food with him. Have a good time. Romp around a little bit. Have a couple of sessions of WWF. You know, a little choking, a little stimulation. Break the fuck out. Maybe feed him something. Maybe watch him play Xbox.
See, now, you know when you feed them, they don't never leave.
No, they'll leave. They'll leave.
Girl, I'm pushing mine out the door right now as we speak.
But do you think there's a stigma with being called a cougar? Because I know a lot of women embrace it, a lot of women don't. And I guess for the male perspective of it, they're like, well, if they have in the mind, okay, you in cougar territory, so that means you might be your expectations might be a certain way. So, I mean, how do you address that?
So it is a double-edged sword, because there's some people that say, do you want to be labeled a cougar your entire comedy career? I started to pull back the cougar so much, and I'm Christine Carolyn. As you can see, I've been going by Christine Carolyn, but I'm still keeping the cougar because she is a character that I have lived that character. She is a part of my stand-up. She's a part of the skits that I do. And she has given me some notoriety, so I'm not putting her to bed. Like, but there are other sides to me, and when I get on stage, I address that first. My stand-up doesn't start out with me being a cougar. I'm talking about me coming from West Indian descent, having several jobs, a woman of a certain age, still got her shit together. You know, black don't crack on the outside, but it does crack on the inside. You know, I'm a little broke up, had a few surgeries. I'm like Jamie Summers, you can build her back to life. Some of y'all might know the Bionic Woman. Like, I talk about the things that I bring, because I can get the men. For me, it's about making sure that I connect with the women, letting them know, like, you know, I'm just like you, sis, and I'm out here taking a risk on myself, getting on the stage, doing something that I never thought that I could do, and I'm doing it pretty well.
Well, you know, you definitely don't want to get rid of the cougar, because it's
not going nowhere. I love the persona of it.
But these new dudes, they looking for older women.
Yeah,
and
it's crazy.
It's crazy because they really be in your DM.
It's crazy because maybe because I wasn't paying attention to it in my 30s or in my 20s and in my 40s, but for some reason I'm hearing rappers talk about cougars. Like, cougars is a real hot topic, and I'm here for the topic. Like, any rapper that sing about a cougar, y'all want me in your video, I'm here for it.
For real, let us know. Okay. But you know, I think men have gotten tired, because, you know, I hear men that, because I dated from 7 years to 10 years younger. Mm-hmm. I have never ever really pulled an older guy, except for one that I really pass on. Michelle knew what I'm talking about. But the thing is, some of these men mentally are no different than these men that I date that are 7 to 10 years younger. You get an older man that got the same headache, but I feel like you hear these men, and their complaint is, well, they don't cook, they don't clean, they don't take care of their business. And so now they running after older women.
I ain't cooking and cleaning for them either. Fuck you think he coming over here for?
But
I'm trying to find a
man
sister
is
right
looking
now to
for-
come over to my house and fold my clothes. My
Okay.
clothes is a mess.
well, see, I cook and clean, but I do my own shit.
No,
We
I
not
cook
married.
and clean, but I ain't cooking and cleaning for them, and I cook and clean when I want
Exactly.
to. I cook when I want to. I clean. I cook when I want to. Don't come and don't think that I'm that Jamaican that's always cooking Sunday dinner. Like I got shit to do. I'm in these streets telling these jokes, so I'm not always gonna be the one cooking for you. Now I will cook, but I'm not cooking every day.
That must be a black thing, because you know that was Sunday dinner. That was when all the black
Oh
families.
man, listen, I was my mother's sous chef, so I'll be right next to her cutting up everything because I know how to cook now. As a Jamaican little girl, that was the thing you did. You was right next to your mom cutting up the spices, the onions, the this, the that. Grandma had you in the kitchen doing everything, so I can cook now. I done had enough, and I told you I'm Jamaican, so I was a home health aide, I was a makeup artist, I was a caterer, I was I did a lot of shit. I was a stripper, I was a customer service rep, I worked retail, and now I'm telling jokes.
Okay.
Y'all missed the stripper part. Y'all ain't hear the stripper part, did you?
I heard you say strippers.
We heard that.
I heard you throw that pole out there. I
I
missed
wasn't
it.
swinging on the poles though.
That's about the only thing I ain't doing,
stripping
girl.
now. You don't gotta be on the stage. Just do them $20 lap dance, and it's like you're not doing shit. You just sitting on a nigga lap for $20.
And it just twerking on his ass. This rotating his balls with your butt.
Rotating your ass on the seat and shit. Get this little quick $20 and then jump on the next nigga. And it's $5, $20. That's a lot of money in an hour. Every 5 minutes. And when the song is over, I'm gone, nigga.
Okay, yeah. Don't call me. This ain't no date, nigga. That was just to make you happy. Go home to your wife.
Okay.
Go home to your wife now. Take that feeling home with you.
But you know, I think when you get a younger man that's maybe in that mature mindset of marrying, he feels like, okay, I need an older woman because I want a bitch to cook. I want a bitch to know how to clean. Because I have heard women be so proud. No, I'm the same way. I'm only cooking. I'm not, when I need to, my family. We're not married, so I'm not finna play wifey with you. But just to know that she knows how to do it.
Yeah.
And ain't telling me, I don't cook. I don't know how to cook. I'm going to the club, bitch, and get this lace front done.
Yeah, you know, and I'm gonna get all that too. I got my nails is done, my hair is done. Like I need to get my edges. I was just talking to my friend. I said I need to get my hair done over because you don't know what I did to put these edges down. I was in the bathroom pouring all kinds of water and shit. But I like to cater to a man. I like to have a man that I can have stimulating conversation with. And this is the real stuff. Now we're talking about the real thing. This is not the cougar. This is Christine, who would like to have a healthy relationship with somebody that's stimulating. He doesn't have to be young. He doesn't have to be old. He just has to be right for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, basically right.
Yeah, and
I met some of that old dick is trick dick too. You can't be messing with that trick dick. That trick dick.
These old men are no different than the young ones. When it comes to
you, and they will come at you with that trick dick. You think you're just going over there for a couple quick 5 minutes, and then they put that Viagra dick on you. They gonna kill you.
Nah, dude. If you need Viagra dick, I don't do Viagra dick. If you need, so they let you know that your blood pressure and shit is all off whack. Everything, because blood flows to your dick. That's how you get a hard on. Okay, so if you can't get a hard on, you need to get out of my.
Oh God, this heifer crazy. But
I'm talking about that Viagra Cialis. That's when I say trick. That's the trick, because you thinking you just getting a couple little dollars from Mr. Charlie and shit, and then he up here rocking your world out. You like, wait a minute, I ain't come here for all this, sir. Sir, stop.
Yeah, he telling you all I want is hugs.
Sir, no,
just
sir,
hugs
stop.
and conversation. Nigga, know you do. You got bad
hurt yourself.
But you know, the thing about it is, I mean, just as a woman in general that wants, you know, an actual connection, whether they be your age, our age, younger, older, whatever. Is it difficult now that you are in the comedy field that, you know, you are going to get, since you go by that stage name, you are going to get some people that possibly try you. So the question is,
no, it definitely happens. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I mean, with that happening, I mean, how do you handle that? Because I hear a lot of female comedians always being tested in some form or way by, you know, male audience attendees.
Mm-hmm. But I think that's just in general as an entertainer. Like, you're gonna have that fan base. You're gonna, especially if you're an attractive woman, you're going to attract people to you. I think that happens to actresses, singers, anybody that's in the public arena and you're entertaining people. Like, I get that. But like, I'm here to entertain you. Like, and the way I move, I have a lot of male counterparts that I work with that have my back. So like, I'm not there by myself. A lot of times I have people that I work with, or one of the younger comics that run around with me, and so forth and so on. Like, I'm always protected. You know what I mean? And I'm here for the jokes. Like, I'm all about my business when it comes to doing shows. I mean, we have a camaraderie amongst ourselves as comedians where we joke around a lot. And some people are a little bit more sensitive than others. You can't say too much, but we do throw the dozens. Like, we go at it. We can, and I've been, listen, they talk about my bad knees, my back, my fucked up hip, all of that shit. And I think it's funny as fuck. I love the camaraderie that we have as comedians.
And you know what? That's the funny thing about it, because you do have some people in this game that can dish it, but they can't take it. Mm-hmm. And there's certain boundaries that we should all be playful with. You know, when you can go below the waist, or below the belt, rather, and just have, some disrespect fly out your mouth. So
that's why I don't do the back and forth with people, because I have to, people love to say, because we interview a lot of comedians, well, y'all are comedians. No, we are not. Me talking shit and going on the stage doing what you do are like totally two different things. I do a podcast. We talk shit. We talk about stories, and we interview book writers, actors, comedians.
Right.
We do a lot of comedians. So when I do talk to comedians, whether it's on IG, on here, I always tell them I don't do the back and forth playing the jokes, because I know how I am. I'm a sensitive ass gangster bitch. And I know I'm going, the moment you say something wrong to me, playtime is over. I'm cursing you the fuck out.
Yeah.
So I always give that warning.
Listen, we've already had our own experiences on certain platforms where we just sit back and I'll be like, all right, y'all got the wrong one. I got the exit stage left. Because I'm just not doing it,
Yeah, I'm not doing it with you, especially if I tell you. And this is something I make a comment on almost, we've been doing this for years. So for years and on a daily basis, I tell niggas I do not do the back and forth.
Yep.
Because I'm going to get disrespectful the moment you strike that nerve. Then I got to go and pray and say, Lord, I allow this negative shit to pull me in. And I talked about this mofo so bad. And I don't have time for that. But do you find
I have this prayer, and I'm trying to say it a little bit more, because my mouth gets the better of me too. So I mean, I'm not talking to some people right now, and I'm like, okay, well, I did what I did.
I don't give a fuck. You're not talking to me.
I say, does it have to? I gotta say this to myself. Does it have to be said by? Does it have to be said by me? Does it have to be said right now? Does it have to be said at all? And sometimes I don't listen to none of that shit and say it and get myself.
But you know what, girl? I feel like if it's being said to me, then you need a rebuttal to put your ass back in place.
But sometimes I found myself even now having to like take a time out, because I try to salvage friendships when I feel like I'm being, offended, by saying, listen, let me, I gotta go, because I'm about to say something and I don't want to say it. So I'm just gonna go.
See, you're more respectful to me, because I feel like if you could fix your mouth to say something disrespectful to me, then you could take this disrespectful shit I'm finna say back to you. And you should be able to take it like a goddamn grain, a spoonful of sugar, nigga. The same way you gave it to me.
Yeah. I know how you are. I know how you are. You really like Rocky and shit. Like, you ready to come to the ring and shit.
But I'm playful. Just don't come for me. It was good.
Adrian.
Exactly. Yo, I be pulling the Adrian Bell. I be telling folks when we be on platforms, I'm like, don't stop, because you're gonna scratch a nerve. Once that nerve even gets subtly irritated, she's going in. Normally, I'm telling you, stop playing with me. That's your warning. Leave me the fuck alone. Then you get to side.
But see, with me as a comedian, and we do have, sometimes we have these issues where we may have differences of opinions, and it's a lot of that in this industry, because number one, we all are on stage. Sometimes it can be a little competitive. I feel like the only person I'm competing with is myself, but a lot of times there
Yeah.
is a level of competitiveness, because sometimes we're all shooting for the same thing. Sometimes there's, you know, they have a lot of things going on, and I mean, it's like a new renaissance of comedy right now. So there's a lot of casting calls, there's a lot of this, there's a lot of that going on. So it can be a little competitive when we're all going for the same role or the same spot, and we all don't, and 99% of us is not going to get it. You know what I mean? So in that aspect, yes, the business can be competitive, but I feel as though there are times when, you know, I have to take a step back from certain situations, just because I don't want to disrespect anybody. I don't want to lose any friendships or any professional relationships that I have in this game because of my mouth. So that's why I kind of like pull back a little bit and take a moment to regroup, because it's all about working. It's all about working with others, and especially in this industry, we all gonna work with each other, even in the skit community. Because now I started doing, we talked about that in the beginning, I started doing skits because during the pandemic we all shut down. So here it is, working with and big up to Smokey Suarez. I'm gonna always big up Smokey Suarez because he's my mentor during the pandemic. But when I first started doing comedy, I was working out of Brooklyn at Laughaholics Comedy Club with Ray DeJean. That was like my classroom. I met a lot of people in that club, and the relationship that I had working with Ray, I learned the business end of comedy. I learned the promoting end. I also learned the hosting end, and I got the privilege to meet people, some of the people that you interviewed this month, George Wilborn. I because of Smokey, I had an opportunity for Ali Sadiq to come on my live and have a conversation with myself, Smokey, and CJ Cracks. So it's like there's just a level of camaraderie, and working with Smoke. We were out filming, and bunch of young skit creators in New York. Hey, I got an idea. Let's do this skit, this mother in the front seat skit. So you have a car, right? You know, it's always somebody, you need, yeah, I got a car, let's go. So we did the skit in my car, and that was the first skit that went completely viral. I've never done a skit before. The people that I did the skit with have this ability to create magic. Danny Deuces, starring Sarah, they've been doing skits for quite some time, and Sarah had this idea, and she pulled me in, and the skit worked. And it was a conversation piece to the point where who should sit in the front seat, the mother or the daughter. And that was the reason why it kind of went crazy, because everybody has a problem with their mother-in-law. Everybody has a problem with their daughter-in-law, and the son is always the mama's boy. And it went so viral as to where, like, if you Google that skit, you see it in Africa, China. Ebro in the Morning spoke about it. It was down south. That skit was everywhere. By the time I went to work, they calling me Mrs. Parker. I'm like, oh shit.
But you know, if anybody knows, the safest seat in the car is the back seat. So yeah. So that would be.
But if you have bad knees, it's not a good place to be. And I'm not getting up. I was already in the seat, so how I look getting up.
But you know, I'm gonna ask you this now, because I come across this, and for me, it makes no sense. With you being a comedian, how do you feel about some comedians? Their excuse is, well, I'm a comedian, so they feel like they have to be joking and jiving all day, every day. There's never a break of just, I'm not on stage. Let me just chill.
No, I have an off button. I definitely have an off button, because there are times that I'm dealing with life. Like, life shows up. Do I take everything to heart? I try not to. I try to laugh at life. Am I always on? No, I'm not always on. Sometimes I don't want to be messed with. I wake up in the morning. I'm not a morning person. Like, I'm grumpy as shit.
That's me.
I just feel as though, as a comedian, there's a level of professionalism that comes with the word comedian, because comedy is an art, and some people think it's easy what we do, and it's not. I've been doing it for 3.5 years, and I still have a lot to learn. I don't know everything. But I know as much as that it is an art form. You know, there's joke structure, there's stage presence, there's a lot of things that you have to learn. You know, even when I was fortunate enough, and I was casted to do this show during the pandemic, called Mastery of Comedy. It's a web series that's on Facebook Watch, and I was on that show with Carlos Miller, Roy Wood Jr., Ida Rodriguez and Darnell Rollins, and he was my mentor. And we had other comedians, Marcus McNeil, Tata Sharice, and Chris Sear. They were mentored by the other mentors. And I was lucky enough to get Darnell, and I was so grateful to get him because I've already watched him, I've already known him, I've seen him at Salsa Con Fuego everywhere, and they taught us. Like, they looked at our set. I was not aware of the auditioning process and how when you're auditioning front of, and it wasn't so much like an audition, but it was, they wanted to see how we performed on stage so that they can critique us and give us information on how to get better or how to move on the stage and how to work out jokes. They were just quiet the whole time. And I'm like, why are these people laughing? Like, it was more so that they were listening. And sometimes you don't realize that as an audience, comedy is an art, and people, like, we're so worried about hearing the laughter, we're not realizing that the silence is important too.
Yeah,
because that silence between the jokes, it's like the silence between the notes. It's like that lets you know that they're really listening to what we're saying. And then they were able to critique us, and I got so much information about how I was, moving on stage and the things I needed to do. And learning from people that have been doing it for a long time is one of the greatest privileges that I've had, and the people that I've learned from. So yes, we do have off buttons. I know the people I work with have off buttons.
I think people that respect their craft have an off button.
Yeah.
You have comedians out here, it's like this is their excuse. I'm a comedian, so I talk shit and disrespectful all day, every day.
No,
and
you're a court jester. You're a court jester.
You should accept it because I'm a comedian.
Just being a court jester. Like, we're not, this is a job. I take this as a job, but it's a job that I love. And it's a job that if I can do this for the rest of my life and just do comedy and incorporate my acting and writing and creating skits and stuff, like I would it would be a blessing for me. My father said, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. I feel like when I'm doing comedy, it's not the hardest job, but it does take work, and it does take a level of professionalism when you come to the stage. I was told about looking a certain way, and at first sometimes you take what some people say with a grain of salt, but then you have to really realize, like, they're giving you this information for a reason. Like, I would go on stage after work, and I sometimes be sweatpants and sneakers on and stuff like that. And Capone told me one time, you should come on stage a certain way. And if you ever seen Capone's like a freaking rock star when he gets on stage. Yeah. And he said to me, you have a certain aura about you. You talk about certain things, and you should look that way when you get on stage. So I'm a woman of a certain age. I'm sophisticated. I'm sensual. And now when you see me coming, if I'm going to work out, it's one thing. If I'm just going to open mic, but when you see me booked and hired to do a show, I'm coming on that stage looking like the cougar that I am, the fly ass Christine that I am. Okay. I mean, and the fact that these comedians take the time out to let you know, like, this is what we should do in order to be taken seriously. Like, if you want to be taken seriously, you're not always going to be on.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, that's facts. I mean, I'm glad that we have some comedians that can keep, Capone, legend, and to keep you grounded because, of course, he knows about stage presence. Do you find yourself now that you said you were 3 years in the comedy game?
3.5. Give me my half, goddammit.
I'm gonna give you a half. Let's just go ahead for 4. Fuck it. Okay?
Yeah, 4 years.
Let's go for 4 years. But do you find yourself that you're still in this realm of your comedy career, that you find some comedians that may be a little bit more seasoned over advising you or advising you without?
You can get that. You can get that. You can get the you shouldn't be doing skits this way. You should do this. But then when I look, they're not doing skits. I'm doing skits. So I can probably give you a little bit more information about doing skits than what you're telling me, and my skits are working, So I just take it with a grain of salt. Like, I just, we have this thing where we say in the 12-step program, take what you need and put the rest on the shelf, because not to discard what they have to say, but sometimes it's too much. And I try to respect everybody's opinion, but sometimes, what they say about opinions, everybody got one. So
yeah, like an asshole. Everybody got one.
Exactly.
So I know what I'm doing for me right now is working. Yes, I always want to hear what they have to say, because sometimes it'll be something that I may need in that moment that will be helpful to me. And I see you have one of my hometown homies, you interviewing him in Talent, and Talent has played a fundamental part in my career too. I'm from Mount Vernon, and some people may not know I'm from Money Earning Mount Vernon. I went to school when hip hop was popping, and
Exactly.
and I was around a lot of people in Mount Vernon that are now like some of the biggest people in the music industry, and I like where I come from. I like the fact that I have people like, I did Talent's birthday show in May, and it was just the dopest feeling to work with people that I've seen throughout my, my coming up before I even thought about being a stand-up comic. And now here it is, I'm working with them. And it's like, there was an experience that I had. I was at a show, and still as a young comic, you kind of feel like you don't like really, you're not really all the way accepted. And it just comes to a point where they see you. They finally see that, yo, you're really about your shit. You're really here for the comedy. And I was sitting down with, I was at Comedy in Harlem. Shout out to Jamie Roberts, because I got a show coming up there on the 23rd that he's allowing me to produce. I was there with Tony Roberts, Kenny Williams, Talent, and Solo Jones. And we were all just sitting around in a circle, and we were just cracking jokes. And I finally felt like one of the guys. Like, it was like here, and then I got booked to go to Florida. So it's like, it takes a while for them to see you, but if you consistently doing it, and one of the things that Darnell said to me, all you need is consistent stage time. You just need to keep going on stage. Like, you have it, but you need to keep working at it to hone your craft. So I believe, and there are times when I doubt myself, like, should I really be doing this? Like, you started doing this at 48. Are you crazy? Like, a lot of these kids are younger than you. They have more stamina than you, and they've been doing this longer than you, and they're still younger than you, and they're still working at it. I've gotten pretty far in a short period of time, so I count that up to my own work ethic, because I'm always getting out there. I'm always pushing myself. And even today, I just dropped the skit. You guys didn't get a chance to see it, but that shit is funny as fuck to me. I'm like crying. I'm sitting here putting the skit on, crying at the same time. Like, I gotta get on this. I gotta put this skit up. The guy put the skit on his page already. Has 700 likes. I don't even know how many views it has. I'm like, I just love what I do, and I love every aspect.
That's definitely a big part of loving what you do. But I don't let age, gender bother me, because whatever God has for you is for you.
No,
our journey is for us and only us, and only you and God need to understand that.
That is so true. But there are times when you will sit. For me, I don't know about anybody else. For me, I'll be like, Christine, I will question myself, because I'm human. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, should I be? This is crazy. Like, you're standing in front of the stage, and some people, you're really telling the truth, and these people don't even realize half of this shit is your life that you're telling, but you're joking about it. And I'm okay. I'm okay with it, but there are times when I'm like, damn, why did I wait this long? But it's the time is the time. This was my time.
And a lot of things, like I said, we started late in 2007 when we started this. And you get to a certain point, like,
and we took a hiatus we took a hiatus for some years and started back up.
Yeah.
But I tell people in a heartbeat, I have no desire to be a comedian. I have no desire. I mean, if I was to pan out my life and look at, let me look at Oprah. She did a lot of shows, she did a lot of interviews, a lot of hot topics, and she got into acting. That's more what I'm looking into. I think I get people, because they are comedians, they feel that I'm the competitor, and I'm not. I don't want to do what you're doing.
Right.
I also don't want to do what you're doing.
And I'm really not in competition with, and like the person I battle with the most is me. Like, I come from a place where I've dealt with mental illness. I've dealt with addiction. I've dealt with a few things, and the battle is within. Like, what you think about me is can be 10 times worse about. If you think bad about me, could you imagine how bad I think about myself sometimes?
Yeah. Yep.
You can't fuck with the person in my mind. The person in my mind is worse than you can be to me. So, like, at the end of the day, the work that I've done on myself, the spiritual condition, the belief system that I have, the losses that I've endured. Like I lost a niece to suicide while I was on stage, 2019, and she died 2 days later. My brother died young. So I have had to struggle with losses that some people may not even understand, or they may, but to my degree, like having a niece commit suicide at 19, I think that was the roughest thing that I've ever had to deal with in my life. And I don't have kids. And it took me 2 months to get back on stage to even want to do comedy. And it's the battle within. This is what I'm trying to tell people. It's not you that worries me. It's me that worries me. So,
and I think that's probably what I come across as people that are insecure, that cannot that don't know how to battle themselves, and they take it out on other people.
Yeah,
I have, and I've never had this problem with female comedians. It's always male.
It's always male.
It's always male comedians.
Mm-hmm.
Never had a woman try me. Nor have I ever, went to their door asking them over to my front door.
I mean, that's that part. But that's something else you want to know, because as a woman in comedy, sometimes if your material's real good, you might get a few sideline haters and, people, but I see that more, and I'm just saying from my own perspective, on the male side of comedy. That
I get it from both. I can get it from both. I can get it from male and female, because I believe in my material. I wrote my material. My material is my material. I may go over some of my stuff with somebody to see where I can punch it or produce something a little different with it. Like I'll be on stage and somebody will get like, "Yo, Christine, you should do this, that, or that," and then I will hold it, and if it makes sense, I'll flip it and I'll try it. Like I was on stage one time and I did one of the biggest rooms, one of the hardest rooms, one of the rooms that they don't let new comics do. And one night, Capone had a bright idea to put new comics on that stage. It was salsa, and it was a rough stage. I survived it. And Smoke said to me, "Yo, you should flip this joke and put that joke at the end," and it worked. So like I will always be here for the information, but then you have some people like, "Oh, your set ain't all that tight, you're this, you're that, or this," and I'm looking at you like, dude, I'm out here in these streets, grinding, working, pushing myself, going to these open mics, playing with my material, seeing how it works. And I can't take your critique to heart. I just can't.
Well, I just watched who was that? Oh my God. When he was talking about people always have a lot of advice and a lot of opinions for you. And the best thing is to listen to it. But at the end of the day, it's your own decision on what you're going to do. And I can't think of that actor's name, and we love him so damn much.
Tom Hanks?
No, he loved black women. He loved black women. He's always in gangster movies. De Niro, yes, it was Robert De Niro. And he said, you're going to get tons of advice, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. But you always got to get back in your own mind and what's going to work best for you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's you on that stage. That's one of the things that was said to me. Stand-up comedy is the most intimate form of comedy. There's nobody else. It's you, the stage, the microphone, and the audience. You have no buffers. So it's all on you. Everybody's looking at you. Everybody's hanging on your every word, and you have them in your hand, and it depends on where you want to take them. And you can take them for a ride, or you can blow the night and walk off the stage feeling like you want to commit suicide. Because a lot of comedians, when I've seen like, yo, yeah,
niggas bomb. They're like, oh,
that crowd ain't feeling it tonight. But then you go up there, you kill it, and they be like, yo, nigga, it wasn't the crowd, it was your jokes too.
Okay.
They be like, yo, it's a rough crowd. And I said that one time too. Somebody checked me, nah, nigga, it wasn't the crowd, it was your joke delivery tonight. So don't blame it on the people.
Yeah, and a lot of times folks don't realize it's your delivery, it's how you do it. But
your
I know
stage presence.
Conflict wants to know, how have you been treated by black comedians?
And they can see a shaky person. If you, and that's one of the things that I had to learn how to be. Like even if I wasn't, I had a friend, I had another comedian. Shout out to Kevin Tate. he told me, like, when you get on that stage, don't let them see you. Don't let them see the fear inside of you. Just because you might be afraid, like, get on that stage, grab that mic, pull the mic stand out the side, step up there and rock that stage, go from side to side. And if you see my shit now, like, I'm on that stage, I'm taking that stage, I'm doing everything I can, and I'm even doing some physical stuff. Like, I'm really about what I do, because I think the physicality too works with comedy. Just giving them all that energy. Like, I'm telling you, it's the best feeling. When you have a good set, it's the best feeling. When you have a bomb set, you like want to go home and like commit suicide. And I'm not telling anybody to do that shit, but I'm just saying.
Just get you a shot. Yeah, go get you a shot. But no, Conflict actually had a question in here, and he said, "How are you treated by black comedians versus white comedians?"
I've never. I guess I can't answer that, because I haven't been around enough white comics yet to say that. I actually have I'm doing my first showcase at a white, not my first, like, this is my second one, going down to one of the more white comedy clubs. I've been doing most of the Chitlin, we like to call it the Chitlin circuit, which is like a lot of bars, a lot of I've done a few comedy clubs. I've done the Funny Bone in Virginia, but it's been mostly like a lot of black comedians. So every now and then I have a few white comedians that I work with, but I think comedians are just comedians. I don't think there's any, it's just the difference in where you go to perform. You know what I mean? Mainstream room versus bars and the Chitlin circuit, so to say. To me, that's the only difference with comedy.
Well, you know, I can tell you what's interviewed a lot. We've only had one white comedian that actually interviewed with us. Most of the white comedians will turn us down.
Yeah.
And it was Pauly Shore. Pauly Shore was the only white comedian that came on our show. The only. Yeah. And we've tried to reach out to other ones.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Gossip and Heifers, the name is too black, our followers are too, I don't know. But he is the only one. It was a good interview. And
I like Pauly Shore too.
Yeah, we interviewed other white people, but they're not comedians.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. He was the only one.
Have you ever asked A.G. White?
No, but I will definitely put that on the to-do list, because I will give you guys a word to him, because I'm actually doing a show with him, and he's like, our first encounter was very strange, but then I got to know him as a person, and he's pretty decent. And he does a lot of things, and he's more black than he is white, because
I'm trying to think who is, because I'm not good with names. I'm trying to think.
But he's done Def Comedy Jam. He was on Martin Lawrence First Amendment. He actually came down. I'm in the clothing store that I've been doing a pop-up comedy series. I'm in bakery right now. And I was doing a summer pop-up comedies. This is like my little home away from home. This is my office. And they helped me with my clothing line and some of the things that I'm doing, and my business branding, as far as the Comedy Cougar collection and my business entity. Shout out to 𝐶𝑂𝑁𝑇𝐸𝑁𝑇. He just and they left me with the store. And we've been doing summer pop-ups here. And AG was one of the comedians that just pulled up, no money, didn't know he was coming, and just rocked out. And I've had a few comedians come in here throughout the process. Omar Thompson came, didn't do anything, and I have a final show. The store's anniversary is coming up September 17th, and they have a restaurant right next door, Fork and Key. Their anniversary is the 16th. This is the 18th, and I'm kicking it off with a comedy show on the 16th. And I have Smokey Suarez, I have CJ Cracks, and I have Cousin Corn coming down here to perform one more time to close out the summer pop-up comedy series with the anniversary show. So I work with so many dope people that afford me the opportunity. So he's a dope person to AG, I think, to have a conversation with, because he's done a lot in the game, and he's cool. He's a cool white guy. So I can't really. I think I've had one issue with a white person in comedy, and it was just the way he spoke to me, and I kind of like that kind of got dealt with. But as far as white people, no. And I think I had another question about, they didn't want to do stand-up, but they wanted to be a writer. I wouldn't know how to direct somebody to do that. I would just say like Google and find out ways to be a comedy writer. Google is my favorite tool. When I don't know something, I Google it.
I know that's right. You need a better understanding what they're talking about. Where they come from.
Well, make sure you let everybody know your handle on Instagram so they can catch up with all the skits that you've been involved in.
Oh God, and I dropped one today that's fucking insane. First day of school skit. It is hilarious. I've been crying. I've been trying to put this skit up for the longest. I came down here. I was like, I gotta put this skit up before you guys. Before I get on here with you guys. I have 2 Instagram pages because I'm greedy. Instagram keep messing with me. So
no, IG will be. You got folks a little troll.
No, they are messing with me something bad. And we could talk about that shit too, because like you can't even say you a bad bitch without a problem. Like bad bitch is a compliment in the Black community. We need to let them know like you be a bad bitch. But so my main page is Christine the Comedy Cougar. That's basically what you see here. It's Christine CHRISTINE the THE Comedy COMEDY Cougar COUGAR. And then I have the backup page. Well, I used to say the back page, but somebody told me don't say that because they actually had something called the back page, and it was about
what was that?
It was about hookup.
Oh, I don't have pages out.
Back page, back in the days. It was like a Craigslist for pussy.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
And that's and my other page is just the comedy, without the Christine, just the Comedy Cougar. Both pages have my content. And the Comedy Cougar on Instagram has a subscription, and on and if you tap on my bio in my any of my IG pages, it'll take you to everything. It'll take you to all the ticket sales that I have, all the shows that I have. The October 8th show is canceled, so I have to take that out. And it'll take you to all my platforms, my TikTok, my Facebook. My Cash App don't work no more. I see y'all got Cash App. Shout out to you because Cash App don't want to.
I got Cash App on my bio on
Cash App is disrespectful to me.
Yeah.
You know, that's a rarity because I don't really hear too many folks complain about it. But yeah, definitely you should try to link up another one if possible.
I do, but I can't use my social no more. I'm violated. It's like I'm violated everywhere.
Oh my God. Okay.
I don't know what violation I violated on Cash App. All I was doing was taking the money that people were sending me.
Somebody had to complain.
Somebody had to file a complaint on that one because that's ridiculous.
People complaining about everything. God, and
we live in a time where folks are just really sensitive. They overly sensitive, and the thing that kills me is the people that start shit that be sensitive. How you gonna play victim after you started?
You can't even say bad bitch. Like I had people calling me ignorant on my page with the content that I put out there. Like you should see some of the shit that they say about me on my like if I live for the comments, I would probably have like killed myself. They are so disrespectful to me on some of the skits that I put up. You too old for this, granny. You need to get a life. And then I say, well, your mother should have swallowed you. It's a problem. Why couldn't I just say their mother should have swallowed them? What's wrong with that?
A problem with something, and half time is no life and jealousy.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just like
the majority of the time, no life and jealousy.
I'm like whatever.
And that's why
so
I just gotta step back, like Michelle and I both been doing, because IG is just toxic. It's just a bunch of lonely ass people with no life watching your life and got time. You ain't got no jobs. So you got time to sit there and judge me, man. Fuck you.
So here's the thing, right? So I've been going live a lot lately on IG because I'm home. I recently lost my job of 18 years. I got fired on my day off, and I'm okay with where I'm at in my life right now because sometimes you have to completely take a risk on yourself. And this is what I'm doing right now. I'm actually filming a project with Mr. Commodore. It's his first it's a full feature movie, and I'm playing his mom. And I feel like this opportunity is going to be a great opportunity once this movie is complete to see like my acting ability and what I can bring to a project. And some more things are being afforded to me. So sometimes some things are removed from your life to create more space. Yeah. But now I've been going live on IG every day, calling it the T. And you know, you have your cast of characters. And I found myself getting in trouble a couple of times, had a whole DM message where people got in their feelings and I've gotten in my feelings. It's just like, but I realized, like, just with my skit life, like on here is who you associate yourself with. Not, you don't need to associate yourself with everybody either. And you don't need to like, there's certain things that I won't do when it comes to certain skits, because there's a lot of skits that I get invited to, like the one that was in the New York Post where everybody was on the train with the girls drinking, and I was invited to that. But I have to remember my brand and who I am, and there's a lot of things that I want to do. I was invited to hang out of a car and do Gorilla song. Glorilla. Like, yeah, Christine, yeah. How about you get on top of this car and say, out in the street with my ratchet ass friends? Nah, I'm not doing that one either.
I know that's right. I'm good. I don't want ratchet. I'm good.
And I don't mind. Like they're young. They can do that. But I'm 51. I have to remember there's a certain level, because once certain things go out in the air, like it's no longer, it's not no taking it back. So yeah. I try to do things that are within my character as a cougar, or kind of like motherly, or like, you know, still a little crazy, because they talk about me with them damn glizzies.
I tell anybody, look, I ain't got no kids, I ain't got time to act like I'm your mama.
And I got
You got auntie either. Okay, so just call me Rocky. Let me be Rocky.
Yeah, I'm Auntie Cougar Christine. Like, you know, I'm not.
I will curse a person out in a heartbeat with that auntie bullshit.
I'll take Auntie. I'll take Auntie all day, because I don't mind being an auntie. And
I'm not nobody auntie. If your name is not Kevin,
I'm an auntie. I got a couple of nieces and
no, I got one nephew, and if your name is not his, do not fucking call me auntie.
But I'm glad you tapped on that about, you know, just being on Instagram alone, because, you know, you get to a point you want to expose your brand, you want to interact, you want to network, but at the same time, there's a very fine line of precaution you have to take, because everybody's energy don't mix. It might be some nonsense, and it just gets you out of character, and you focus more on that nonsense than the main purpose of you coming over there.
And that's why you want to, and then you want to be engaging, and you want to be inclusive, and you don't want to have, like, there's just certain things that if I see, I'll be like, yeah, nah, I can't do that. It's just certain things that I just have to be mindful, because at the end of the day, I don't know if you're saving your life. I know I'm not saving half of them I'm not saving 99% of my lives. I don't even save them. Because if it's not anything that's worth saving, like I think the last live I saved was the live I had on there with 𝐶𝑂𝑁𝑇𝐸𝑁𝑇, because that was worth saving.
Of course.
Oh, that crazy nigga.
And I saved the live that I had with Talent and a few other people, because it was a dope conversation. When I have good conversations that I feel that are enlightening, that bring value, that, you know, and I too want to work on a platform as to where I can have engaging conversation, and because there are things that I feel like we need to talk about in the Black community that we're not really, that some people do bring light to, like I talk about, like I would mention before about, you know, drug addiction and mental illness. And my niece had epilepsy, and she was prescribed medication that had an adverse effect to her mental ability. That's why she did what she did. So it was something that was caused by these drug manufacturers that give us these medications that screw us up. So there are things that I truly want to bring to light, and being that I have this platform as a comedian, like I want to utilize it for good. Like I don't want to be part of the problem. You know what I mean? I want to be part of the solution. And with my own life, you know what I mean? I don't smoke marijuana. I don't drink alcohol. I wasn't the worst. I wasn't the hardest drug abuser, but I used substances that altered my psyche because I have mental problems. So when you take certain medications that affect you mentally, or take certain substances that affect you mentally, you have to take a step back from them in order to maintain your sense of self, because you can easily be detached from reality with some of these things. So I don't do certain things because it's just better for me.
Well, it's better for me to smoke cannabis to stay out of jail.
And it's fine because I still work with people that smoke weed. I'm just not that person. I will fuck your high up. I will have you thinking there's a whole lot of shit going on. It's not. I'll be like, girl, you don't see that shit? Girl, you sure? You
I don't see that shit. I'm OG.
They over there. They coming. They coming to get us now. Come on, girl. We gotta go.
I'm like, are they young and cute? Shit, hold on, let me take a look.
Girl, you don't see them? They right there.
Oh, that's a new smoker that's on smoke some shit.
No, that's me after 3 months doing that shit. Like I could smoke good for like a good 4, 5, 6 months. This shit don't fuck with me. About the 10th, 8th, 9th month, I'm like, yo, you sure you don't hear that shit? Girl, they right there.
We would smoking.
The FBI is coming. No, for real.
Ain't no phone in.
Right. They got the tape. The cameras in the fucking VCR. They've been filming us the whole time. No, for real. What you said? You sure you ain't saying
they don't use VCRs no more.
Moving, but I thought you were saying something. No, stop. No.
They use Skype, goddammit.
Yo, Baki, when she had her ass started smoking, that scene from Friday with Smokey and Ice Cube, tell me, you hear my phone ring? That was her ass right there.
Mm-hmm.
But see, that was early, but now that's why I say it don't do that.
Girl, you don't. Girl, I don't know where my phone is at though. No, it's free.
I own it.
I'm not on my phone. You can't get on my phone. Like, where's my phone at? It's on your phone. No, it's a sad situation. So
But now everybody can't do, No, everybody. I've seen people do like a small amount of marijuana or take a pill. I'll never forget we was at a party and the bitch was chill. And she went outside with my homegirl brother. I don't know if they smoked or popped a pill, but she came back in. I don't know who the hell she was, but she was cussing out folks' mamas in their face. I was like, this bitch is trying to die today.
Bitch, that weed gave her fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger energy. That bitch came.
No, I was about Trey. I said, what did you get at, bitch?
She gave her the Terminator. She thought she was the Terminator.
I prayed for this woman because this woman, the talking shit, there was at least 7 of this woman's children in here.
Oh my God.
And it took the adult to say, no, don't say nothing to her. Because everybody was for the jump. I was hiding behind the pregnant bitch because
they already knew. They already knew how she get down. See, and there were times when I would drink and I wouldn't even remember how the fuck I got home. I would wake up sometimes next to somebody. I said, I hope I didn't fuck this nigga. God. Who is that?
Child.
Actually,
you look like go real. He just try to donkey kong with me.
I would have to
just try to give me a donkey.
Is your did he? You sure he fuck you? God. That's
like,
wrong.
Draws to be sure.
Did I wake
up? Then you want to make sure you don't smell nobody else's shit on you. You start smelling your shit. I hope this ain't his dick.
Well, thank God I've never got that. I don't like the feeling of being drunk for one. I've never got.
But I didn't know. I see. This is the thing. I didn't know I was that drunk.
It was too late.
I didn't know. I just blacked the fuck out. I was just still walking around these streets, fucking drunk as fuck. I didn't know. I woke up. I was so drunk one time. Me and my girlfriend. I love her. Shout out to my girl Bonnie. We used to have so much fun back in the day. We went to a party one time. We walked back from the train station. I took somebody's number. Nigga, ugly as fuck. Didn't even know I took his number. Then I wake up. I'm sitting on the side of the tub peeing. She's sitting on the toilet peeing. I'm like, girl, how did we get here? I'm like, I couldn't hold my pee, so I'm in the tub peeing. She on the toilet. We both in the bathroom just peeing. Like, girl.
Well, at least y'all wasn't pissing on nobody's flow, okay?
And
you can reach
she was sleeping in the bathroom. Maybe we should do some crazy shit. She was sleeping in the bathroom around the toilet bowl. Like, it's so cold and nice down here. I just want to stay right here and sleep.
Oh my God, I've never done that.
And then the guy number that I took, he caught me, and then I went out on a date with him. I was like, oh shit, I gotta stop drinking. I took this nigga.
This nigga look like Mighty Joe Young.
This nigga look like somebody beat him in the face. He look like fucking Vander Holyfield air after Mike Tyson bit it. I was like, who?
Not the big ear. Oh my God.
This nigga face looked like it was beat down. I'm like, oh my God.
That's why you gotta have your friends with you when you're drunk. Like, bitch, no.
Come this way. She was no help. She was right next to me, giving me that let me take that man number. I had to ask him where I met him at. He said, I met you when you was walking from the train.
Okay. Yes, I know I had no business talking.
That was a clear sign. Nah, I can't do shit.
I just don't do it no more. It's safer. It's safer for me and everybody else around me.
It's not safe for ugly men. I ain't got nobody that won't talk to them.
No, it's safe for them. It's safe for them because then I won't hurt their feelings when I pick their number and shit. Be like,
Nigga, you knew I was drunk when I talked to you. Stop playing with me.
you sure is ugly. Talk to that nigga like, you sure is ugly.
I'm like, you know I was drunk. I was not in my right mind. Now I gotta block you.
Yeah, you know your facial expressions would be a tell-all, but some of them try to oversee that shit because you frown up in the face. You like, I gave you my number.
Yeah, I get a stank look. My face always tells what I'm thinking. I be like, face, stop that shit. Just a curse.
I'm sorry.
But that was a blessing too, because sometimes you just want to tell folks get the fuck out your face,
and you ain't got
your face say it for you.
Like that night the nigga with the suspenders came to you.
Girl. I don't know what look I had on my face, but that nigga had his suspenders finna walk up to me, and I looked over to him like, nigga, please.
She gave him the look of death. Me and the other girl on the other end of the bar, and we saw him approaching her, and Rocky's look was, even her side profile was just skank.
And I was sitting like the bar was behind me, and I was sitting like this chilling. And I see him in my periphery coming. I turn around like, nigga, go away. He did a Michael Jackson spin the other way.
I don't think he had a chance to say anything, did he?
No, he didn't. He was on the way to walk up to me. He stopped and spit.
Hilarious.
Nigga, bye.
If you guys are not following Miss Christine Carroll, the Comedy Cougar, make sure you do so right now. And you got an invite, girl. So if there's any shows or anything else you got coming up, you got to let a heifer know so we can help promote, because we like to promote our people.
Yes, I have a lot of stuff going on right now. I have a big show coming up. This is like, I have the pop-up here coming up at Bakery on the 16th, which is kind of dope. It's a free show, and y'all could definitely pop out to that. This is the show for that. I forgot where my camera is. I don't know if y'all can see it. That's Smokey Suarez and CJ Crack on that one. But then I'm doing a show at Jamie Roberts Club Comedy in Harlem on the 23rd, and I'm excited about that because I produced and put that show together myself, and it's going to be a lot of dope people on that show. CJ Crack, I have Natasha Face, I have Jay Messiah, Rashad Bashir, and another up-and-coming comic, Gene Jeter. And this weekend, I'll be at BK Estates. That's this, which is another club in Brooklyn with Talent and OC the bus driver. And Ray DeJean is hosting that show. I have a lot of stuff. I'll be in Boston with Smoke at I think the 28th. That is Jonathan Gates' room out in Boston. So I'm doing 2 nights with Smokey out there. So I'm moving around. I'm doing a lot of stuff right now. And everything's on my Instagram. There's a whole lot more going on. I'm doing. And this is important too because I'm doing a showcase at Broadway Comedy Club. This is a mainstream room. I haven't been doing a lot of mainstream, and I'm really trying to branch out to the mainstream rooms out here in the city. This gives me an opportunity to get seen a little bit more by people that are more in the industry. And that is on the 24th. So I need at least 5 people in the audience. I know I'm going to get that. And that's on my link too. It's $5 off with the code Cougar. Everything's in my tree link in my bio. So and that will give me an opportunity. If I do good on that showcase, they'll give me a permanent residency at that club.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm doing whatever it takes right now to get myself all the way in this to the point where it is what I do full time.
That's y'all definitely go follow.
And make sure when you perform with OC, bring plenty of sage and incense because you're going to need it.
Woo, Lord, and make sure that there's nobody there with their suitcase because that man like taking them home.
Well, he tried to take me home. I said, no, thank you.
That lady had a suitcase. She was ready for the night. Yes. And please go like my video. I just posted a back to school skit. It is funny as all hell. When I tell you, I'm about to watch that skit 10 more times when I get off this. This shit got me rolling. Don't forget the sanitizer. Shout out.
There's some of these comedians that got reps in these streets, and I'm sorry, that's just a backlash. So
Yeah,
That's what happens when we be on the live with them, talking all that shit.
Exactly.
And I've integrated the tea to Clubhouse. So if anybody's on Clubhouse, please follow the A-List Club and follow me on Clubhouse. I'm doing the tea on Clubhouse. I tried it twice this week, and the A-List Club, Corey Sorrell, has given me the opportunity to start doing the tea on Clubhouse. So I'm just trying to, like, you know, work these streets in any angle.
Look, I understand.
Work it, girl. Work it. Well, we appreciate you, Christine. We're going to definitely be catching up with you on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining us. It will not be the last time. And, honey, we know all the shows that you got lined up are going to be sensational.
Yes. Yes. And look out for Not My Day, the movie starring myself, Mr. Commodore, and a whole bunch of other dope-ass actors. CJ Crack plays my love interest on that. So, like, I had my first on-screen kiss. I'm here for the bull. I'm here for it all. Like, I'm really here for it all. And you're gonna see a lot of dope things coming from me, 2022 and coming all the way into 2023 and beyond.
All right, congratulations and God bless, girl.
Congrats, girl. Thank you again for joining us meager heifers. All right, girl. We'll see you in the Cougar. The Cougar is on the loose, y'all. So make sure y'all follow her. If you're in the city where she's performing at, please go buy your tickets, support, and share. That's all it takes to support everybody.
Yeah, support is free.
Thank you.
All right, Christine, we will see you later, sis. Thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem.
And I love the purple. I love the star. Purple's my favorite color, so I'm glad you picked it.
That's me, girl. You go holler, Christine.
Purple.
Y'all people love y'all some purple. You know, it's weird because I don't really have a favorite color. You know, I don't really just have a favorite
Purple is just my shit. I mean, because Prince was a purple fanatic.
A lot of people like purple. Purple
means color. Royalty, it means leadership. Yes. It means all that good shit. So that's why I'm like, purple is all that and then some. But y'all got to follow Christine because she's funny. I got to go check out her back to school skit because I know all the skits that she's posted so far I found hilarious. She's just a woman on the move. You guys have got to keep up with her. Yeah, are you cool?
Yeah, when I get cold, I get to yawning, y'all. I'm sorry.
Well, you know, we're going to wrap this on up, but we appreciate y'all. Don't think just because we have not been on Instagram that we have forgotten about anybody. It's just times.
We love y'all.
We love each and every last one of y'all, but sometimes you just need to step back and just take a breather. Work on yourself, work on whatever material. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you, Dr. Candace, Dr. Tyra, Alex D, everybody up in here for showing us
Granny.
Yeah, Granny up in the building.
Dr. Tyra.
Okay, so we do appreciate that.
Candace.
Next week we have actor Jermaine Williams will be joining us. He played I think Muff Mouth on Fat Albert movie.
Okay.
He's also been featured in The Great Debaters with Denzel Washington, as well as Stomp the Yard.
Oh.
And we're going to try to get Isaiah Washington back. Because we got to tell y'all what happens premiere real quick before we wrap this up. Now, we went to the movie premiere.
You know, I went to two niggery, you know, I ain't going to say it was niggery. But you know, when you were around people of a certain age and caliber, you think they're gonna act better? No. There was no order. So you had people just pushing, shoving, jumping in front of you to meet Isaiah. And you know me and Michelle, I'm not going through all this for this bullshit.
It's a little too much.
It was too much
for a photo op. Okay,
so I was like, deuces. I wish I would.
No, you know, because they have, you know, the backdrop, the red carpet, and everybody on there. Now, first of all, me and Rocket like stand on this side of all the action. And there was one woman that had to be a little short. She had the biggest ass I've ever seen.
Girl, yeah. Why do big bitches like to wear patterns? She had on a big leopard ass pattern. Just all in front of me. You know, just yeah. Bitch, move your, then a little short bald head ghetto friend came. Oh.
Rocky gave me, look, we were trying to stick around to get an interview, get some girl. Somebody had shoved Rocky by accident.
An Indian bitch jumped in front of me. So I said, let me step back because I don't want you in my personal space. Girl, after that, I said, fuck this.
I turned it, because see, the thing about it, Rocky don't have to say nothing to me. I could tell by her facial expression, like she can't mind. It's not going to work out.
This is done.
And I knew once she got shoved and fell back a little bit, she didn't fall all the way, but just a little bit.
Now I stepped on some nigga's shoe. I sacrificed that nigga foot before I was hitting that floor.
I looked at her face and like, okay, I said, that's a wrap. I can tell you all because that's just a wrap.
Just one more instant, I would have went South Memphis in that bitch. I'd have been cussing everybody out. Why there was no security, why there was no order, and how shit was, it was just chaos.
It was like mature groupies.
Yeah.
On another level, pushing and shoving. And I'm like, dude, y'all let the man, have a chance to take photos with everybody. There's people from the media here that want to talk to him, but y'all all over the place. So once I saw that look from Rocky, I was like, okay, we finna go. Because it ain't gonna work out.
It wasn't worth it for me. I'm good, boo. I'm good. It's not worth it to me.
Yes.
But my thing is, people need to use the common sense factor is just out the fucking window.
There is none. There is no common sense.
And it should have been more order,
But like I said, we're gonna shout out to our girl Hawatha anyway because she did her best. She got us the interview, so that's why we're gonna try to have him back on so we could talk about more about that damn ET episode and you can get your flirt on.
Bitch, I ain't flirting with nobody.
I know he was flirting with you though.
Shit, ain't nobody doing shit.
No, I know you ain't.
And he married. Well, on that note, it was nice talking to y'all.
Rocky said, fuck this, I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go wash his makeup off. Go watch me some more goddamn TV.
Yes, okay.
Just no more Nope. I say no to Nope.
I'm gonna have to finish watching that Solo, y'all. So y'all have a great week.
Part.
We will see you guys next week. So until next time, everybody, peace.
I holla.
You know who made it.
Thank you.